It makes me feel like
So as the New York Knicks season is coming to an end, as many expected, the Knicks are failing to reach the playoffs, and it looks like a complete mess. Carmelo Anthony has been one to speak to the media a bit about his situation. Now, if you heard last week, it was becoming more and more clear that the Knicks were trying to make a move to let the younger players play more, and Carmelo wasn't too happy about it, but he said, quote, "I see the writing on the wall in New York." And now today he's saying in an exit meeting with Phil, he plans to clear out the air. Sam, I got to ask you, from the Knicks' point of view, if you're management, I don't know if Phil Jackson's going to be there much longer, but what do you do?
I actually am glad that you asked this. I'm going to put myself in James Dolan's shoes. James Dolan's first item of business, get Phil Jackson out of town. Phil Jackson needs to go. Phil Jackson has made one move that isn't a disaster in New York, and that was drafting Kristaps Porzingis, and even he this year is starting to look like a bigger project than I think we all thought he would be. Okay?
It's fair.
Every other thing that Phil Jackson has done, everything that he's touched, everything that he's said has been an absolute disaster. He has treated his coaches, his players like crap. Carmelo obviously is at fault, but really Carmelo is at fault for something that's a little bit forgivable. He's not that good anymore. That's really what Carmelo is. When Carmelo said he sees the writing on the wall, I wonder if he means a dual meaning, like I see the writing on the wall. I'm not that good. I can't lead a team anymore. I can't get to the basket anymore. I watched a lot of Knicks games this year. Carmelo is still the same shooter he's always been, but Kobe, he can't. If he beats his guy off the dribble, and he has him beat like a drum with his first step. Yeah. He gets to the rim. The poor guy barely could graze the rim.
No, I mean, and we know, we've been over this. We've had these discussions before.
So my point is, obviously Carmelo needs to go. Anybody with a pair of eyeballs could see that. Obviously, you can't re-sign Derrick Rose after a knee injury. You're gonna build a thing around You're gonna build the team around Porzingis. He's not ready yet. What free agents are gonna want to come to this shithole? You gotta dump Phil Jackson first. Dump him. Get an exec in there that's with the times and isn't just like, I got 11 rings, so I'm gonna sign Sasha Vujacic.
NBA star Sasha Vujacic.
So I'm actually going to be a little bit fair to Phil Jackson in this. It's been 4 straight years now that they failed to make the playoffs. 4 straight years with Carmelo Anthony. And this year, I'm sorry, I can't give any excuses because you got some talent on this team. The core could have been there. But in my opinion, Carmelo Anthony, and I've said it throughout the entire year, this team was arguably the most selfish team I have ever watched play basketball. Derrick Rose is at fault too. Derrick Rose to come down, look for his shot. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that pretends like he's not even a point guard anymore. I mean, Derrick Rose, all he does is look for his shot when he comes down. Kristaps Porzingis, obviously, is still young, but he's a ball hog too. Huge ball hog. And then, of course, you have the king of New York, or the king of ball hog, as I say, Carmelo Anthony. Now, let's get to what they need to do now. They need to draft an elite point guard. They need to go for Alonzo Ball, Markelle Fultz, Dennis Smith. It's there this year. You got to go for it. I would not go for a guy like Jason Tatum, even though he's my guy, Dookie for life. But I wouldn't go for him. You got to get a floor general. And then also, you have big guys here that give you energy minutes. So I would look in the free agency for some wings. Obviously, those are tough to find. But if you can get some wings in the free agency that can play defense and kind of give more culture to this team, I think this is the right steps for the Knicks to start succeeding.
I know people tune in just to look at me, but I also have some knowledge. I would like to...
Was that a joke?
Yeah, it wasn't funny. Everything that you said about Carmelo Anthony was true. Who's the guy that decided to give him that max deal with a non-trade clause? Who? I forget his name. Who?
It was Phil.
Oh.
No. I mean, and that was truly, out of all the moves, that was by far his biggest mistake.
I'm going to disagree. I think signing Joakim Noah to a 4-year deal worth over $70 million
the NBA salary cap is... It's huge at this point. I mean, that they could just wash their hands with that. They're making so much money. Dolan can wipe his butt with that, dude.
He would have been better off giving the homeless guy outside of Madison Square Garden begging for money $75 million. At least you're changing that guy's life. Jesus.
I know you're right, but at the same time, Dolan could wipe his ass with that type of money. The way the NBA teams are making money now. So as terrible as that was, the no trade clause and the max contract was the crippling blow for the Knicks. I mean, it still is, because the Knicks still have to find a trade partner to rid their hands of Carmelo. And
look, Carmelo totally is up there to blame, but I figured out that Carmelo Anthony wasn't an elite NBA player because I look at those guys that have influences on winning. And remember, I always say this to you. The year that they won 54 games, the next year he had arguably a better season.
Yeah, it's a great year. Statistically.
Right, but that means as a player, he doesn't have any influence on winning. So,
which is terrible.
Right, exactly.
Terrible.
Carmelo Anthony, through his time with the Knicks, especially, is built for the number 2, or what I always think would be the Kevin Love role. Score early, and a guy you can dump it too late and get a fairly quality shot no
Fair
matter
enough.
what.
I think that time is eroding very quickly. I mean, he has very little time for that left. But
and I don't even think it's like that anymore. I'm just saying at the time that Phil gave him that deal.
Yeah. But now, finishing up, I do think this is... So if I'm the Knicks, this is what I do. Obviously, you have to trade Carmelo. That has to be done. And unfortunately, the fact that you're trading him so late with a no-trade clause and wanting to get rid of him so desperately, you're not going to get much in return from him. You just have to wash your hands in that. So maybe you have to take on some money, whatever it is. Maybe get a pick. I mean, even at this point, you may not even get a lottery pick for him. I mean, let's be real.
Oh, you shouldn't.
So, I mean, just wash your hands. Just wash your hands as Carmelo. That's one.
All right, we get it with the washing hands. We get it.
I'm sorry.
I got you, YouTube Nation. I got you. Melo for life.
Draft a point guard, no? Number 2.
Of course, you have to draft. Listen, if they don't draft, everybody in the lottery outside of Tatum is a point guard, right?
No. So yeah, they have to draft a floor general. But that's the thing. They may get swayed. Oh, Carmelo's gone. Let's go get Tatum again. Dude, Tatum is not what you need. I love Tatum. He'll be great somewhere else.
He's like Justice Winslow.
But don't go for Tatum. And then number 3, you have to get some wing players, some big wing players. Obviously, they don't grow on trees, but you have to find some guys that can get to defend in the changing NBA landscape. And then 4, develop those bigs, develop Kristaps Porzingis. That may be the blueprint.
Listen, Knicks Lakers for the finals in 2062.
Yeah.